Please welcome to the stage our President of Field Operations, Mr. Steve Schulz.
How can you not be inspired right now? All right, everybody just take a deep breath. It's been a pretty good week so far, hasn't it? The speakers have been unbelievable. The entertainment, Double R, has been unbelievable. The award winners have been unbelievable. Everybody in production has been unbelievable. The SOC corporate staff has been unbelievable. SOC 2.0, it's unbelievable. The mobile app, kind of cool. Sendcere. What's left? There's not much left. You know what we need to do, you guys? You know what's left? We got to go do the work. We have to do the work. And we are all going to leave Salt Lake City, and we're going to build at a different pace. Everybody's going to have a different pace. And listen, I am not picking on the fast starters. You guys go do what you do. But let me talk to the people in this room who may be struggling with their SendOutCards business a little bit. Is that anybody in this room? Listen, if you guys are having a tough time signing up MDs, if you're having a tough time even getting people to look at this opportunity, if you're having a tough time signing up customers, if you're having a tough time at home maybe not getting the support that you need from home, if you're not reaching your goals as fast as you want to reach them, I'm going to tell you guys from a personal standpoint, I think you're on the right track. You just haven't been doing it bad long enough yet. It took me 3.5 years to get anything started in my business. And I've got a saying in this business, and that is, if you do the business bad long enough, you'll make money at it. Poster child. Poster child. The one thing that I absolutely, positively did right is that I never quit. Is that I never quit. And somebody told me one time, they said, when you're having a tough time, when you're struggling a little bit, you need to go to a meeting. You need to get around people like this. And so that's exactly what I did. I went to events like this over and over and over and over, and I would come away from these events with a severe case of the, what's wrong with me's? Because what happens at events like this is that we parade people one at a time across the stage, and people will come up here and say, I became a senior manager in 2.5 minutes. I became an executive in 1.5 hours. And I should be an eagle by the end of the weekend. And I would sit there and listen to that over and over and over again, and I would sit back and go, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? See, guys, it is really, really easy to get depressed in our business. Just what you wanted to hear this afternoon, isn't it? To get depressed in our business, all you have to do is compare your success to the success of others. And it can be really depressing. Let me give you an example. All you managers, and we've got a lot of managers in the room here today, you guys are all depressed because you're not a senior manager. All you senior managers, you guys are all depressed because you're not an executive. All you executives, don't look at me that way. I know you're depressed because you're not a senior exec. All you senior execs, you guys are depressed because you're not an eagle. them are the Goldens. They're depressed. Because all they have to do is compare their success to that of Jordan. Jordan Adler gets depressed because all he has to do is compare his success to that of Cody Bateman. Now, Cody, he can't get depressed. It stops right there with Cody. Let me tell you how successful Cody is. Cody's got like $11 million worth of change on his dresser. Listen, don't compare your success to the success of others. Compare your success to the goals that you set for yourself. Every single person in this room knows the plan. We all know exactly what we have to do when we leave Salt Lake City. We need to build the Sendcere wall, because when we go out and we present Sendcere to the world, they will listen. The world will hear about SendOutCards in the next 30 days. And listen, there's not a person in this room, if you could turn the clock back, there's not a person in the room who wouldn't sell everything that they own to buy stock in Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram. That is the position you are sitting in right now with Sendcere. And you don't even have to buy the stock. All you have to do is engage. All you have to do is follow the plan. And guys, you look at the plan, one a day. I'm just going to activate one a day, one a day, one a day. And when you do that and you get in that rhythm, that develops a persistency. That develops persistence. Guys, failure cannot handle persistence. So you sit back and say, okay, Steve, I get it. But if it's that easy, then why doesn't everybody do it? Then why doesn't everybody do it? It's because you can't change the numbers. Guys, the 80-20 rule applies in life. You can't change the numbers. Those numbers will never change. The only thing that you have control of is deciding that you will be part of the 20% club. That's what you can control. You have to decide if you're going to be in the 80% or the 20%. That's what you have control over. Now, everybody in this room can be part of the 20% club, which means that when you leave, there's going to be a whole bunch of people in the 80% club, including the people that you talk to. Including the people that you talk to. You can set them up on a splash pack, you can have them send a card, you can have them watch the videos, and they won't sign up. Who cares? Who cares? You look at it and go, 80%er. 80%er. You let the system do the sorting. Now, you guys may have heard this story before, but I'm going to tell it anyways. Let's talk about your symbol of success. And I heard this story many years ago. I haven't told it in many years, but let's say that your symbol of success is your very own bamboo tree. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a bamboo tree, but they're amazing. A bamboo tree will grow and stand 90 feet in the air. It'll grow straight up 90 feet in the air. I mean, it's absolutely majestic. Now, what does it take to grow a bamboo tree? Well, what you have to do is you have to take a piece of bamboo stalk, you have to bury it in the ground about 3 feet, and then you have to water that bare piece of ground every single day for 5 years. And sometime during that 5th year, as the root system is taking place, that tree will break ground, grab the magnificent rays of sunlight that it needs, and that tree will grow 90 feet straight up in 6 weeks. Listen, you could take a launcher out, set it down, and watch that thing grow. Now, how long does it take to grow a bamboo tree? Some people say 6 weeks. I think it's 5 years in 6 weeks. Now, just like in our business, we can tell you exactly what you need to do to grow your own bamboo tree. We're going to give you the bamboo stalk. We're going to give you the shovel. We're going to tell you exactly where to plant that. We're going to even give you the ground, the fertile ground to plant it in. Heck, we'll even give you the water. We'll give you all of that stuff, Simple Success System. We'll give you all of that stuff. Now, it says easy, but it does hard because there's obstacles. It says easy, but it does hard. Everybody wants their own bamboo tree, but are they willing to do what it takes to grow one? Because that first year, you're all excited about it, and you're out there watering your bare piece of ground, and your neighbor comes over. And your neighbor looks at you and says, "What are you doing?" You say, "Hey, man, I'm growing my own bamboo tree. This is going to be my symbol of success. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm going to drive this kind of car. I'm going to live in this kind of house. I'm going to be able to give this money to my favorite church or charity. It's going to be unbelievable. You know what? You should grow one with me. You should have your own symbol of success." And your neighbor looks at you and says, "Well, you know what? I'll see how you do first." And you say, "You're going to miss it." And you keep watering. Well, sometime during that second year, your neighbor comes back out and he says, "Hey, I don't see much. Are you sure you're watering in the same spot?" And you go, "No, this is it. This is going to be my symbol of success. And you know what? You're going to miss it. You should grow one with me." And your neighbor looks at you and says, "You know what? Good luck with that." And he says it just loud enough so the neighbors can hear. And for the very first time in your career, in growing your own bamboo tree, you get that little pinch in your stomach. And you get that little pinch in your stomach that says, "Should I be doing this? Should I really, really be doing this?" And you look around and you go, "I don't see very many bamboo trees around here. Not too many people are trying to grow these things." But you know what? You persist. And you say, "You know what? I'm just going to keep going." And you keep watering that bare piece of ground. And sometime during that third year, your neighbor comes back over and says, "Listen, man, are you sure you haven't been sold a bill of goods here? I was talking to my brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law says that bamboo trees don't grow in this area." And you're like, "No, they do. I've talked to some people. I've seen other people in their bamboo trees. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic." And you stay persistent. And you keep watering that spot. Sometime during the fourth year, your neighbor comes back out and says, "Listen, man, you don't have any automatic weapons in the house, do you? Because you are the talk of every coffee clutch in the neighborhood. Are you all right?" And you say, "I'm good. Listen, man, I'm just going to try to grow my own symbol of success. It's my very own bamboo tree." And you stay with the plan. Because sometime during that fifth year, when that root system has taken shape, and that tree breaks ground, grabs that sunlight, and that tree grows 90 feet straight up, you can sort of step back and just admire what it took to get there. And you can shimmy up that thing, and you can sit on top of that tree, and you can look out over the horizon, and you can see other people sitting on top of their bamboo trees. And I tell you what, they're far and few in between, but you can have the utmost respect for those people because you knew what it took to get there. And as you are sitting on top of your very own symbol of success, your neighbors are going to come out, and they're going to circle around your tree, and they're going to look up at you. And to a person, they're going to call you lucky. They're going to call you lucky. And you can't listen to that because you know what it took to get there. To this day, I have got people who call me lucky. And your standard answer is, the more splash packs I activate, the luckier I get. Please understand that this business is just tough enough. This business is just tough enough because it weeds out the people who don't want to do it, so there's more for those who do. I truly believe, and Jordan, you're with me on this, brother. I truly believe the reason that I struggled so much in the beginning of this business when I got started was so that I can stand on a stage like this and tell you stories. So I can tell you stories. Now, is everybody going to join your business? No. We don't need everybody. We don't need everybody. We don't need everybody. Guys, let me ask you this. Does it make sense? Does it make sense that people love to send greeting cards and gifts? Does it make sense that we generally want to do nice things for people? Does it make sense that SendOutCards is the perfect vehicle to accomplish those two things? All right. Is it also true that there are people out there who don't like their jobs? Is it also true that there are people out there who don't like the people they work with? Is it also true that there are people out there who don't make enough money? Is it true that there are people out there who are willing to fight rush hour traffic for 40 plus years of their life? You know what doesn't make any sense to me? Is that there are people out there who don't like their jobs, they don't like the people they work with, they don't make enough money, they're willing to fight rush hour traffic for 40 plus years of their life, knowing that there's an alternative. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. We need to stop thinking like employees and start thinking like business owners. Somewhere along the line, we lost our entrepreneur spirit. And I know I'm preaching to the choir in here. We lost that entrepreneur spirit. Guys, 200 years ago, 95% of the population owned their own business. Today, 5% do. 5% do. You know, everybody calls America the land of opportunity. Guys, America is not the land of opportunity. It is the land of opportunity if you own your own business. And you own your own business with SendOutCards. The real opportunity that we have is sharing SendOutCards with the people that we know. That's the opportunity. And guys, we do it through network marketing. Be proud that you are in this industry. Shout it from the rooftops that you're part of network marketing, in part of this industry. Because there's not an ad campaign in the world that can compete with the power of the people in this room. Now, all of this being said, all of the tools that we have at our disposal, we're trying to make it so easy. We will make the world listen. We will make the world listen with the Sendcere product and everything that we have and the simple system of sharing SendOutCards. We will make the world listen. Now, I guarantee you there are some people in this room going, yes, 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 but how? How do I do it? Listen, if we've got, I don't know, 2,500 people here this weekend, you might have 2,500 different answers on how to activate a splash pack. But one thing that I do know is that the leaders, the people who are making money in this business, they're always ready. They're always ready. Have you ever been out and about with friends, and you don't really know how to bring SendOutCards into the conversation? We're kind of like sharks, aren't we? We're like, doom, 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 doom. It's like, come on, baby, bleed. Come on. Tell me how much you hate your job. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Tell me how much it's going to cost to put braces on Jenny's teeth. All right? Have you ever given a business presentation to somebody who's not interested? That's fun, isn't it? That's fun. All I know is that the leaders are always ready. See, in any conversation, there's usually two people. Now, some of you will get that at the closing party tonight. Because some of you have great conversations with yourselves, don't you? All right? And in that conversation, there's usually somebody who's really excited about SendOutCards, And then there's somebody who doesn't really know why everybody's so excited. And what most people try to do is they try to take that person who doesn't know anything about SendOutCards and they try to move them all the way over to jump up and down excited the way that they are. And they get all frustrated when it doesn't happen. And they try to do it in 30 minutes. What the leaders do, guys, what the leaders do is they try to take that person who doesn't know anything about our business and they just move them to the middle without argument. Just move them to the middle without argument. Now, how do we do that? You introduce the opportunity to somebody. You ask somebody if you can show them SendOutCards. They're interested. You move them a little bit closer to the middle. You show them how to send a card and a gift. They love it. When they hit that send button, they fall in love with it. So we're leveraging the power of our product. They're still interested. You move them a little bit closer. You have them watch the first video. They have no idea what that was, but it's intriguing to them. It's something bigger than themselves. So they watch the next video. They're still interested. They watch the next video. All you're doing is moving them to the middle without argument. We let the system do the sorting. We let the system do the sorting. My grandfather told me this a long time ago. He said, just kiss the girls that are leaning towards you. Here's what I need you to do. Here's what I need everybody in this room to do. We need to start acting like network marketers. We need to, I don't want to say get obnoxious about it, but we need to get obnoxious about it. We need to get obnoxious about this, all right? We need to share this with the world. And what I really, really need you to do is stop being so realistic. Don't be so realistic. Because when you're being realistic in your mind, you think you're doing the right thing. When in reality, it could be the complete wrong thing. Many of you were unrealistic when you came here this weekend because you didn't have the money. You didn't have the time. Something was wrong, and realistically, you had to go do something else. Tom Signorello, he was unbelievably unrealistic in coming here this weekend. He had a million reasons why he shouldn't be here today. And he's sitting in the audience with us here today. He's very unrealistic. Tom is being very unrealistic. But remember this, nothing great has ever come from somebody who's been realistic. Nothing. Do you think the Wright brothers were realistic when they told the world that flight was possible? No. Do you think Walt Disney was realistic when he told people about his ideas for his theme parks? No. Do you think Cody Bateman was realistic when he shared his idea of what SendOutCards was going to be? People laughed at him. People laughed at him. It's like, come on, dude. What are you going to do? Hallmark will chew you up. Chew you up. Cody, they're going to have to take a pretty big bite, brother. They're going to have to take a pretty big bite. I want everybody to stop being so realistic. When you leave here, and it's time for you to go talk to somebody about this business, and you say to yourself, oh, I just don't have time. I've got this, I've got that. I can't make it because of this, I can't. And in your mind, you're like, you know what? Hey, dude, I'm just being real. I'm just being realistic. Every single person who's become successful, and I'll just use this industry as an example. Every single person that I know that has become successful, they have had to face the exact same obstacles that all of us have faced. At one point, somebody approached them about an opportunity. And in their mind, they said, I can't do that. I don't have $400 to get started. But they said, you know what? I'm never going to have an extra $400 unless I do something. I'm never going to, unless I do something. All right. And the people said, you know, I can't do that. I don't have the time to do that. You know, I'm only working half days, 7 to 7. But I still can't do it. So in their mind, they're being realistic, and then they go, but you know what? If I don't do something, I'm going to be working 7 to 7 the rest of my life. And so these same people who had the exact same objections and obstacles in their way, they made the complete opposite decision that somebody who was being realistic made, and they went off and became successful in this business. How does that happen? Nothing great has ever come from somebody who's been realistic. So when you leave here today, get unrealistic. Get unrealistic. If you say to yourself, I can't go do that because of this, do it anyways. Just do it anyways. And if you do it anyways, your business is going to explode. When I got involved in this business, Colleen and I sitting over here somewhere, we didn't have money. We had nothing. Okay, we had nothing. We did not have $400 to get involved in this business back in August of 1990. We were both, well, maybe she wasn't, but I was a dead broke school teacher. I didn't have it. I was bringing home $743 every 2 weeks. And we looked at each other and said, if we don't do something, this is going to be our life for the rest of it. So we got unrealistic and said, you know what, let's just put it on a credit card and see what happens. So get unrealistic. And I want every single person in this room to realize that you can do this. Everybody can do this. And listen, that's exactly what you want to hear, isn't it? Because some of you drove, you know, hours to be here. Some of you came from halfway around the world to be here. And you want me to say that you can do this. You don't want me to get up here and say, well, you know, maybe you can do it. I don't know. Some of you might be able to do it, but I'm not sure about the rest of you. So you want me to tell you that you can do it. Listen, if you were a high school baseball player and you went over and talked to Derek Jeter and you said to Derek Jeter, I want to be a major leaguer someday. You know what Derek Jeter's going to tell that kid? You know what? You probably can. Now listen, you are going to throw your arm out fielding ground balls. You're going to have an awful lot of blisters on your hand taking batting practice. But you know what? If you work hard enough, you can be a major leaguer. But if you take that same high school baseball player and have that baseball player go talk to his high school coach, who is an expert in baseball, and that kid says to his coach, Coach, I want to play in the majors someday. What's his coach going to say? Listen, man, I think you ought to reassess your goals. I think you should think about an education. I think you should be a little bit more realistic. What makes you think you're going to be a major leaguer? There's only 400 players that play in the major league. Millions of kids try out to be a major leaguer. Only 400 make it. What makes you think you're going to be a major leaguer? Listen, man, I wouldn't set my goals too high. I'd think about a good education and go out and get a good job. And that's what you would expect him to say, because he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. I stand up here today and I tell you that you can do this from a position of fact. From a position of fact, because I've done it. Jordan's done it. Jimmy and Kathy Dick have done it. Jules is doing it. DeMar has done it. The Goldens have done it. You look at all, guys, we've got examples of success all over this room. We come from a position of fact that you can do this. But we have to leave here today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, whenever you guys are leaving, and we have to go do the work. We have to do the work. I want everybody in this room to sit back and say, okay, here's the plan. We're going to go build the wall. We've got to get those cards posted on Sendcere. 40,000 cards in the next 30 days. People in this room, we're the only ones that are doing it, you know, because you're here at the convention. We need your help in that. And then the plan, June Summer Sizzle. June Summer Sizzle. Just activate one splash pack count a day. Just one a day. Just one a day. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Don't sit there and go, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll do 4 of them on Thursday. You can't get into a rhythm. One a day, one a day, one a day, one a day. Just activate one a day. Show somebody, just move somebody to the middle once a day, once a day, once a day. And when we release Sendcere to the world, they will hear us. They will hear us in a big, big way. But you have to believe that you can get this done. You have to believe that you can take the system that we put into place and put it to action. We've given you all the tools. And just say to yourself, I will do this. I will do this. I am a champion. I'm not going to stop until the world listens. We're not going to stop until the world listens. We're not going to stop until the world listens. We're not going to stop until the world listens. We're not going to stop until the world listens. We're not going to stop until the world listens. We're not going to stop until the world listens. And I don't care what your goals and your dreams are, they will be achieved. You guys ready? I want everybody, don't do this, but I want everybody to come up on the stage and just a big group hug. Because I look at you guys as family. You know, I'm headed to Toronto on the 14th, and we're going to have over 400 people in the room up in the Toronto area on the 14th. Okay? But we have to do the work. I mean, it's not even June yet. I mean, we got 14 days, guys, before I'm coming up there. We'll put 500 people in the room, 600 people in, whatever the case may be. But we have to leave here with the attitude that I am going to get this done, and we will not stop until the world listens. Thanks, everybody.